Hello travelers. In this video, I wanted to talk about all these canceled movies and shows that are like there's a lot of stuff getting canceled. This was always a thing where like movies would get made by big motion picture companies and they would just like shelve them for I get it, like a business decision. They're like, we're not putting that out. That'll put a wrench in our that'll hurt us, you know? So I wanted to look into it because I just keep seeing more and more stuff. Like, there's a lot more than the usual, right? Most recently, our wonderful Matthew McConaughey. I like this guy because he likes Earth and he wants to like save the world. So he's cool. His recent I got a few here actually. So come along for the ride, guys. Let's go. Come on, let's check this out. What's going on here? Matthew McConaughey movie scrapped due to disturbing allegations around true story. So apparently they were making this movie that was like around a true story, and it was so disturbing that they scrapped the whole fucking project because they didn't want this to like bring it into the limelight. Matthew McConaughey's upcoming sports film Dallas Sting has been scrapped. Like scrapped, I want to say. Maybe those B's should be P's. Amid disturbing allegations surrounding the true story it is based on. The film, which was set to enter production shortly, tells the story of a Dallas girls soccer team that traveled to China and defeated some of the best women's teams in the world. They were the first American team to win an international soccer tournament, with the official U.S. women's national soccer team formed just a few years later. McConaughey, 52, was set to star as coach Bill Kinder, who led the team to victories over Australia, Japan, China, and Italy. Pretty cool, right? However, the plug has been pulled on the drama 6 weeks before it was set to enter production due to allegations production company Skydance had received about the story featured. Sources told The Hollywood Reporter that Skydance and the producers were disappointed by the development. Full details of the investigation have yet to be released, but after an investigation, it was deemed serious enough to axe the film. The film was almost fully cast, with Dope Sick's Caitlin Dever set to star as the coach's daughter. Production was set to begin next month in New Orleans after Skydance and Berlani Schechter won an auction for rights to an unpublished article by Flinder Boyd, which has turned into a script Glow. Creators Liz Flahive and Carly Mensch. So basically, this one didn't really give us too much, but they scrapped it. It's not happening, guys. You will not see Mr. McConaughey in this movie. Okay, next one. There's a lot of them. So thanks for coming for the ride, guys. Batman. Michael Keaton. I love Michael Keaton as Batman, and he came back as Batman, which would have been fucking awesome, right? He came back in The Flash, and apparently this one, they made a new Batgirl movie. I'm not sure if it was with this girl, Chendi Kendi, or whatever. I don't know who this person is, but let's read about this one, guys. Apparently, Michael Keaton assumes the Batman cancellation was a good business decision, but I really don't know, he says. Michael Keaton, who scored his first Emmy. That's cool, he finally won an Emmy, when Best Lead Actor in a limited or anthology series, reacted backstage to the cancellation of Batgirl. I think Michael Keaton just won an Emmy for Dope Sick, that TV show, and now he's just talking about how he was in Batgirl, and they canned this one too. It's scrapped. I think it was a business decision, he said. I'm going to assume it was a good one. I really don't know. Keaton's like, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a bummer, right? Last month, it was revealed that Warner Bros. Had shelved Batgirl. Why? And would not release the film on any platform. The DC Comics adaptation, which had a $90 million production budget, starred Leslie Grace, as Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. So Leslie Grace was Batgirl. Keaton reprised his roles as Batman for the feature, which also starred J.K. Simmons and Brendan Fraser? Oh my god, that's fucked. I want to see this. I like Brendan Fraser. When asked when he will next appear in Batman, Keaton joked, a little later tonight probably, if you're lucky enough. We'll see, he continued. It was great. It was fun. I have no idea. Michael Keaton's like, everything was cool. I don't know. Keaton won his first Emmy for his role as Dr. Samuel Phoenix in Hulu's Dope Sick. My folks weren't exactly patrons of the arts, he said in his acceptance speech. We weren't patrons of anything, frankly, but I want to thank them. This goes into his, thank you speech. Yeah, he doesn't know either. Oh, everything's a mystery. Why are they scrapping? They're like, oh, it's a business decision. Was it? It must have been, right? Okay, next one. We're still in the Batman universe. I thought this was interesting. Apparently, they made this is what this is. It's a transvestite take on the Joker Harley Quinn. It's like a combo, I guess. The People's Joker, they called it. Yeah, this was the next one to get canned, right? Inside the People's Joker, the unauthorized Batman movie Warner Bros. Doesn't want you to see, it says. One might assume that finding out your movie is premiering at a major film festival would be exciting news, but when Vera Drew first saw the announcement that her debut feature, The People's Joker, would be premiering at the Toronto International Film Festival, the filmmaker actually became depressed for 3 days, given that her film is an unauthorized parody that uses the likeness of extremely popular DC characters. She didn't have likeness rights, like she didn't own it. It's like, that's like if I went and made a movie about fucking Homer Simpson or something. Like the Joker and Harley Quinn to tell a trans coming-of-age story. Cease and desist letters seemed inevitable. What? For weeks, however, nothing came, even in the days ahead of the People's Joker's debut at the Toronto International Film Festival. Now, however, TIFF's website states that Drew has withdrawn her film due to rights issues. Yeah, she's like, she didn't have the rights. Stupid assholes. Why? That's at the end of this video. I wanted to get into how shit's just put into production without the sign-offs or even the rights at all. Like, they're just totally developing these films and releasing them without the permission, which is at the end of this video. It's like the next problem. It's so weird, right? Which brings me to this guy. Actually, I thought I had the preview of this. We gotta find the preview, guys. They have a preview for this. I'll link it below. I don't want to play it because it'll like flag my video, but it's like really disturbing preview that I guess you guys are not gonna see this movie. But that takes me to the next issue, the copyright thing. The same with that People's Joker. People are just making shit without permission, and Disney Plus did it to my John Lydon Sex Pistols guy. They just took his shit without asking him. He wasn't involved. Like, he has likeness rights. And then they claim they didn't, you know? It's weird. Very weird. Lydon, better known as the Sex Pistols' Johnny Rotten, argued in July that a license for a 6-part Disney drama about the band, the Sex Pistols, directed by Oscar-winning British director Danny Boyle, Danny Boyle director, could not be granted without his permission, adding that the band members' copyright license agreement smacks of some kind of slave labor. What? Is Danny Boyle's pistol coming to Disney? It is on there. Yeah, they had no rights to this. And Johnny Rotten, he didn't like it, man. Go to the next one. You ready? Who else had their shit stolen? Mike Tyson. Wait, Mike Tyson had his shit stolen for no reason. They didn't even ask him. Mike Tyson crushes Hulu over upcoming show Stole My Life Story. Oh my god. Hulu is one streaming service Mike Tyson almost certainly won't use. In a series of social media statements, the legendary boxer has alleged that Hulu stole his life story without compensation and is angry about the upcoming show Mike that chronicles his life. Don't let Hulu fool you. I don't support this story about my life. This 56-year-old Tyson wrote on Instagram, it's not 1822, it's 2022. They stole my life story and didn't pay me. To Hulu executives, I'm just a N-word they can sell on auction block. I agree with Mike Tyson on this. Fuck them for stealing his life story. In a caption on Instagram post, Tyson wrote, Hulu is the streaming version of the Slave Master. They stole my story and didn't pay me. Again, the likeness rights shit. Like, how do you make a whole fucking show about Mike Tyson's life? Don't even involve him or anything. Like, that... And the problem with that is, like, it could look great and all this, but it's just not true. Like, it's not accurate. Why? Why would you do this, Hollywood? Okay. This is spiraling into the next thing. This is like a different video, but I don't care. We're putting it in this one. There's all these, like, clean version adaptations of films we love that we grew up with. Maybe we didn't grow up with some of these, like the new Spider-Man, but you know what I mean. These films, here's one we grew up with. This movie. I got this movie when Blockbuster was still open, because Blockbuster had all these like unrelated raw cut, like not raw cut, but like these unrated releases of all these movies. I have like Tropic Thunder unrated, 40-Year-Old Virgin, the Friday the 13th, like the killer cut and the new version. And there's just all these movies you can't even find the fucking full lengths anymore. They're cutting so much stuff out that it's actually like depreciating the value of the art now. And I was watching this movie specifically, I think it was on Hulu. And it just got to I was only like 20 minutes in, but I was like, what the fuck's that scene when he talks about the ficus plant? when he's talking about using his peripheral vision, it's just not in it. And I was like, that's like my favorite part. I don't know why, it just was, and it wasn't in there. And then I had to stop watching this thing on Hulu because it made me think, I'm like, yo, what the fuck else are we watching that is just getting shit taken out of it? And it really like kills the art. It suffers the art. Look at this. Look at these altered versions. An unrated version was released on DVD. That's the one I got from Blockbuster. Thank you, Blockbuster. Maybe you'll come back. Featuring additional and extended scenes. They include blah, blah, blah. All these things. All these things. And I get it. You want a theatrical version and like the extended version. But like to take the theatrical version and then chop it for your streaming platform, I don't know if they have that right. And it's kind of weird that like they could even get that, right? I don't know, guys. This is stuff that like really interests me because I thought, why is all this stuff getting canceled? And they can do that. It's businesses. Some of them's not theirs, like this. Like they just made this. Hey, what the hell, man? What the hell? Why didn't you call me? I would have made it better. What the fuck? Still, how would you guys feel if someone wrote a story about your life and didn't pay you a fucking penny? Even if you work at fucking the grocery store or something, like, they'll make a whole fucking movie about your life, The Grocer, right? It'll be called. And then it'll just be you. Oh, you're a character, but it won't be you. It'll be somebody else, and everyone else will get paid but you. You'll go back to the grocery job. And that's basically what's going on a high end. Sure, Johnny Rotten's not working at the grocers, but you know what I mean. That's the analogy, right? Canceled. Jesus. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for coming along for this ride. Ring-a-ding-ding my bell, baby. And I will see you guys in the next video.